Hello, everybody. I would like to welcome you all to today's broadcast. Today, the 30th of May 2020, is a day that every year this month we pause to remember all the people who lost their lives in the unfortunate civil war between Biafra and Nigeria that took place between 1967 and 1970. Before we start this program today, I just want us to observe a moment of silence to remember everybody who was lost by that unfortunate war. And by that I mean all the civilians, all the soldiers, everybody that lost their life in that war. So I'm going to ask that we observe 1 minute of silence. May the souls of all those who lost their lives in the Biafran Nigerian Civil War rest in peace. Amen. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today is a very solemn day for all of us here at Worship Media. It is a very solemn day for the people of Biafra. It is a very solemn day for the people of southeastern Nigeria. It is a very, very solemn day for everybody who is from the country Nigeria. It should be for everybody. But of course, the choice is yours if you don't think it should be a solemn day for you. Because whichever way you look at it, it's actually a very solemn day for the whole of West Africa and by extension for the whole of Africa. Someone said recently that, and actually there's a book, and this book says that Africa died in Biafra. And a lot of people will argue this, but that's not what we're here to do today. But if you truly understand Africa, if you truly understand the history of Nigeria, if you've truly read about the history of this war, you would see that the attempt to keep Biafra pressed down, the attempt to annihilate Biafra, the attempt to wipe Biafra from the face of the map, the attempt to bury the ingenuity of the people of Biafra, that attempt has dealt a very heavy blow to the civilization of Africa. It has dealt a very heavy blow to the economics of Nigeria as we know it. Anybody anybody at all who wants to be truthful, to themselves and to you, will tell you about the ingenuity of the people of Biafra, who during the war, because people always want to say, oh, no, no, it was balanced. No, 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 it was not balanced. Recently, somebody was telling me that, you know, during the war, he is not Biafran. It was in my show. I think it was yesterday's show. He said he is not Biafra. He is Bini. Bini is a tribe, great people of Nigeria. He said, but he never knew, he never understood that war. He never understood why his Igbo friends didn't, were always talking about this war until someone explained to him that during the war, in some other parts of the country, people were still going to parties, people were still going to school. Their education was not disrupted. Meanwhile, in the land of Biafra, the case was different. Today I was listening to BBC Igbo, and there was an interview between Nyanwodo, Tony Nadi, and Onyeko Nwenu. I was touched when Nyanwodo was talking about how children were shipped out of Biafra land. They just put them in a big cargo plane. The cargo planes that brought in ammunition for them. They packed these children in the cargo planes, and they held them down with wrappers. You understand? They had to hold the children down with wrappers. You know, we all fly aircrafts every day, but you can imagine these kids are sitting down in an aircraft without chairs, and they had to tie them with wrappers as seat belts so that they don't bang their head against the wall of the plane. And that's how they ship them out of Biafra land to other places around West Africa. So a lot of these kids, they went back through the Maria fathers, you know. I think it's a humanitarian. It's a society. It's Mary's Brothers. Yes, I think it's Mary's Brothers. They call. They try to see if they can locate those children, but because of the haphazard way it was done during the war times, proper records were not kept. So a lot of these people are just, you know, just like the case of the African slaves that were shipped to America, who don't even know their origin. So a lot of people, a lot of our brothers and sisters are scattered all over the world, not knowing. They know, some of them know, some don't even know. Even if you know that you were shipped out of Biafra during the war, you cannot even trace your parents because you were so small. Now, there's a lot of these stories. I've heard them right from my childhood. I've heard them. And several times, when I try to discuss them, people have always made it look like discussing them means that you're anti-progressive. Discussing them meant you were tribalistic. That using the name Biafra means that you're inviting trouble from the government of Nigeria. But that was the same way like telling the black American not to discuss the history of slavery. No, I don't think it is right. In fact, it is when I understand my history, when I understand my origin, that's when I can put the things that are going on now in the correct perspective. What has happened, as far as I'm concerned, is that in a bit to really try to extinguish a people, someone has, by their wicked machination, concocted this idea of not teaching history or manipulating history to be able to advance their agenda. And so why you keep people from learning who they are, from questioning their situation, you still continue with whatever plans that you have. And so while you deprive a certain area of what they need, while you deprive them of so many things, you keep improving another part. But the irony of the whole thing is, the more you try to extinguish these people, the more you try to dehumanize them, the more you try to discriminate against them in all areas, politically, economically, educationally, the more you try to deprive them of everything, the more they continue to rise, the more they continue to wax strong, the more they continue to excel. Honestly, every time I talk about my origin, every time I talk about where I come from, a lot of people feel uncomfortable. They cannot handle my passion. They cannot handle cannot handle the way I talk about it. But other people also will say, Chidi, why are you not talking about this? Why are you not talking about this? But excuse me, you need to forgive me. I know that I'm an Igbo man. That's what I know. I know I am an. I don't know. I am an Igbo man. That's. I didn't choose to be an Igbo man. And my advice for people is, you are Ibibio, you are Anang, you are Isoko, you are any part that you are from. It is important that you become proud of who you are, that you learn who you are, that you promote who you are. Don't be afraid. Don't wait for me to always, it's almost like I am patronizing you. That every time I have to talk about Igbo, I have to say Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and Kalabari, and Ijo, and Efik. No, now. Just enjoy me and the way I love my culture and my people and my origin. Just enjoy it. Even my Nigerian friends, even my African friends, I want it to be an inspiration to you. I'm not being proud, but yes, I can blow my trumpet. I've been high and low. Trust me, I've experienced a lot. I've not experienced it all. I've not seen it all, but I think I've been with the high and the low. I think I've come to a certain point of excel. I have excelled in life to a point where I feel fulfilled. But still, it does not remove from me who I am. So as I celebrate my culture, as I celebrate my people, as I identify with my people, as I remember my people today, don't misunderstand me. Don't pick offense with me. Just try to accommodate me and try to see what I am doing as a way of inspiring you to do the same thing. No, don't wait till somebody is the one talking for you. You can talk for yourself. You can promote yourself. And so today, I want us to dedicate today. There's going to be some callings, but anybody that calls, I want to hear experiences that you have about the war. If you experience the war, let us hear what experience you have about the war. And if you did not experience the war, I want us to be sincere. If you are from another part of Nigeria, it will be important. I would like to hear what you heard about the war, because I seem to realize that it is important that I know how the story of the war was relayed to my friend, because sometimes when you hear from your friend what his father and his mother and his uncles told him about you, it will make you understand him better, and then you can maybe correct some false impressions that he has had through the years. And by the time you also explain to your friend what you think about him or what you were told about him, he or she will begin to understand you, and it is by that interaction that we begin to melt our differences and we forge a future for ourselves and for our kids. So, as you call in today, I want you to be very matured. I want you to be reasonable. I don't want you to just call and just shout, 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 and drop the phone. It will be an insult to the memory of all those that died during that war. People sacrificed their lives. People fought for what they believed in. So I want to use today to honor them. If you want to say a prayer, you can say a prayer. If you want to thank God for them, if you remember your uncle that died during the war, you can mention their name. If you remember an auntie, if your mother died during the war, if your father died during the war, if your brother, uncle, let's just remember them today. Let us hang out discussing the war. It is important that we don't forget these things. Yes, we forgive. Yes, we've moved on. But then we have not even totally moved on, because if the same things that caused that war are still going on, it does not make the pain go away. In fact, if there is any time when the pain of the war has been revisited more than any time, it is right now in Nigeria. It is right now. And so I'm not gonna waste time. I'm gonna open the lines. You're gonna have 1 minute to make your comment so that a lot of people can have a chance to talk. Go ahead, you're the first caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ibabuchi Samuel. I'm calling from the U.S.
Go ahead, Ibabuchi.
Yeah, it's quite painful to remember what actually happened. I was a little boy, but I had so much knowing that I knew what happened. I ran into the bush with my parents, holding what we call ute in Igbo.
Matt. Matt.
I knew what happened. So, and I can say more. Even after the war, I tried to reach after many years, I tried to reach the Secretary General of the United Nations, who was in the then person of Kofi Annan, an African. I wrote a memo called Horrors of War. It's still in my archives, because I'm not done with it, because I knew what happened. That was genocide committed against my tribe. I didn't want to turn blind eyes to it. I said, no, this is not going to happen in our time, in our generation. So I love the fight. I love the media war that you guys are putting up. What kind of bullshit is this? You want to try to wipe away a whole race, and it didn't happen due to the mercy of God? And there you come. And you want to now treat it under the carpet? That's not going to happen. So people are bitter about it. They don't want to face the truth. That's the reality. I know what happened. There are so many things I saw in the city of Benin City, in the present day Benin City today. But when I was a little boy, like in 1982, I was riding bicycle, selling ice cream in the city of Benin there. I stumbled into some stuff that happened because of the war. I stumbled into some well that was closed.
Okay.
The life of living in the city.
Okay.
So what are you telling me?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take other people. There's going to be so many calls today. Thank you very much. Okay, please go straight to your point. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening, Mr. Chidi. My name is Okusi Oji, calling from New Delhi, India.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, let me appreciate you, not just because of what you're doing, but for the education and the learning we're getting through your platform.
Thank you.
You see, we, no matter what, we have to appreciate our fallen heroes. appreciating them for at least reserving a place for this generation to inherit. We appreciate them for that. And at the same time, I want to talk to my Igbo brothers. We should always listen to both sides of the story. We must not always take what we are told. Sometimes, yes, we are the victims of the war, and we have more painful stories to tell. I think sometimes sometimes there was a time I listened to Professor Wole Soyinka, and he said something like, it's not as if the Igbos did not offend the nation, but he believed that the punishment meted at the Igbos or on the Igbos is bigger than the offense they committed against the nation. So I feel it is also something we must take home. So for both sides of the people who fought the war, we offended each other, and we must acknowledge that point that we all offended each other. So we should listen to both sides and also try to understand other people. We must not always look at this from the perspective that, yeah, we lost more than every other person, but at the same time, we have to pay attention to other side. So that's just my contribution. Thank you so much for
Thank you very much. Thank you. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I come from Germany. My name is Obinwa Patrick.
Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. What I want to contribute to that is our Remembrance Day today. It's fantastic. But we can never forget. Because I born during the time. I was 2 years when the war started. I had a video.
Okay.
And we're making so many people.
Man, our brother Sandy Bonegent, so we actually have an Igbo channel that will soon open up that people can go and subscribe, and that place will be speaking only Igbo. But please, this is my general channel, so you have to speak in English. Thank you.
In English? Okay, no problem. Let me continue in English. I come from Germany. My name is Obinwa Patrick.
Okay.
So, we suffered a lot for that during the war. I was 2 years when the war started. And what I will have to tell you, just a few things. We suffer. We have that time. You know, maybe you know rat. We eat rat. If you know rat, we eat rat. We eat lizard. Lizard, umbrella. Umbrella.
Yeah.
And the war, because I'm from Alo. Maybe you know Alo is very close to Abatete, where our second in command comes.
Yep.
So the war was very heavy that we always run for ourselves, and that time we eat reliefs. Maybe hear about Gare Gabon.
Yeah. Relief, relief food. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We eat that time, and that time I was too small, and if warplane is flying, you can never watch it. If you want to watch it, your mother will beat you, and if he beats you, you will close your mouth. You don't have to leave you to cry, because we were surrendered by a lot of soldiers, the Hausas, bad guys, in our town. Alone, because we are very close. We are very close to Abate and all this side. Army is there, Nigerian soldiers. So what I want to tell people that we have to continue for this work we are doing, because if we leave this, and this is the time that we can get what we're looking for. What we are looking for, if God will help us, that we achieve this, our independence, it will be very, 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 very better for us as together with Nigeria. Because why I'm talking this, that Chile is supporting one Nigeria, or maybe didn't support one Nigeria, but it's with the Suare or this Yoruba guy. It's okay. But my own is my own. Our own is our own. If you understand what I want to say.
Okay.
So it's better that we Igbo, we stay alone and leave Nigeria alone. If Yoruba people want to stay with Nigeria, no problem. So
Okay.
let's join together and fight this fight. That's my own distance because we suffered a lot through that war.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, guys, let me try to set the tone again for today's program. Today is a day we are honoring the people that died in this war. I will advise you to call on the direct line, because if you call on WhatsApp, it will be cut off by somebody calling on the direct line. I will try to set up the WhatsApp line, but I prefer when you call on the direct line. And when you call, please, I don't know how to explain to our people. It's a day when we are honoring those that fell in that war. And I want you can tell us stories that you remember, okay? This is not a day for animosity. Tell us what you remember, stories that you heard, what you know about the war. This is not a day for you to be telling me, anyway, let's just keep it civil. I think we're matured people, okay? We can contain our emotions. It's an emotional day for someone like me. It's a very, very emotional day for us. It's like when you go to a funeral. When you go to a funeral, there are things you say at the funeral. There are things that you don't say at the funeral, okay? So that's almost what today is. Today is a remembrance day. At 12 o'clock, I'm going to be joining the World Igbo Congress in their Zoom meeting. And then by 7 p.m., there's also another Zoom meeting here by Igbo Union and IPOB. We're also going to be joining that live. So please, it's a very memorable day for everybody. Please go ahead and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Commander CSI. I'm calling from Caribbean. Actually, Guyana precise. Okay. I just commend you for what you are doing. And I just want to use this opportunity to remember my uncle, two of them that just died during the war. I was born during the war. I was born 1966. But I know that two of them, I was told by my father. My father survived the war. He's still alive. He's 95 years right now.
Wow.
He survived the war. But all his brothers, he lost all his brothers in the war.
Wow.
Actually, he lost two in Abagana, according to him, and he lost one in Omaya. They were 4 in number. And he's the only surviving one. I really want to use this opportunity, even where I am right now. I'm putting up the candlelight and put their pictures and everybody that struggled for this. But the problem, the pain in my heart is that what caused the war is not yet being solved. But I pray that God will help us to think as human beings and solve this problem. Thank you very much, Chidi. I love what you're doing. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, that's the kind of call that I expect. He was precise. He went straight to the reason why he called. He remembered his uncle, and he was able to also say at the same time that his pain is that the reason for the war has not been addressed. So it's not just talking about the war, but the reason for which the war happened has not even been addressed, and that is making him angry. I'm going to give this caller a chance. You're calling on WhatsApp. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Shemelia Alok. I'm calling from New Delhi.
Okay,
India.
Go ahead, Shemelia.
Yeah. For me, I was not born during the war, but my mom and my dad was born during the war.
Okay.
So, it was a very painful event, even to the family of my father. He lost his uncle, very educated uncle then, and my mom also lost her senior brother, who went to fight for the war and he never returned back. So I don't know. Even the pain up till now, the pain is not healed yet. Because if you look at what is happening in Nigeria, what happened before, even what happened before the war is happening now, even is worse now. You understand? Because we are trying, like now, they say that, for example, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, started the agitation for the Biafran restoration. Then they said that he's calling for war. Okay, we say that we don't want war again, we don't want war, but we stay in our hometown, we stay in our place. They carry the war and they're bringing it to us. For me now, I'm in New Delhi now. Okay, I feel like I'm safe here. But there was a time late last year in my place. I came from Anam. In my place, Anam, the Fulani herdsmen were there. Every day by day, I would shout, I would call my parents, how are you doing? Because I'm scared. Okay, now if we have for me, Biafra is not for Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra is for us. Biafra is for the Igbos, the Efik, the Ibibios, the Yoruba, for everyone. So for me now, I'm calling for everyone to come. Let's join hands together and get what belongs to us. Biafra is our heritage. So if we stay here criticizing each other, dividing each other, there is no way we can get the freedom. And without us getting the freedom, we are doomed. Our culture will be doomed. Because for me now, as I left here now, as current situation in Nigeria, I'm not going to come back. And as days goes on, it will become worse. After some time, I will stay here, I will go back, I will get married here, I will go children again, and my children will be in this India. They will get the India culture. They won't know about my own. That's how it will happen. Because as of now, everyone in Nigeria wants to free out from Nigeria. If the whole world give Nigeria free transport and free visa, believe me, my brother, within the next 2 weeks, you won't see anyone, even Buhari, you won't see him in Nigeria. Because everyone is feeling out because it's not good. For example, now, we here in India, if India man sees you now, you can never tell him that you are from Nigeria. Because once you tell him that you are from Nigeria, you will see you as a corrupt man. Because they know what is happening. They are watching the news and they are seeing everything. Here in India, we are killing.
Okay. Sorry, you've been caught by a direct call. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Chinedu. I'm calling from Spain.
Go ahead, Chinedu.
I don't know if,
Chinedu. Okay, go ahead, Chinedu. Go ahead.
Dr. Chidi, I started following your program right from Take It Back movement. And I want to tell you that your program have activated so many people that we're sleeping, or that we're afraid of how would I put it, coming out to talk,
Thank you.
I will tell you a little bit about myself.
Okay.
I wasn't born in the Civil War. All I knew about the Civil War was my father and my mother. They told me about the Civil War. My father was a boy soldier. He just joined the Nigerian army. Then the war started, so he went back to the eastern region.
Yes.
My mother was living in the north. So they were among the evil people that ran back to the eastern region. Yep. My grandfather, that's my mother's father, was one of the railway director where he later worked in Enugu before he retired.
Wow.
My grandfather told me a story that I can never forget. I have an uncle. He became later on retired as a major in the Nigerian army. My grandfather told us how we're related. We weren't related by blood. His father was the best friend to my grandfather. So my grandfather lost his best friend in the war.
Wow.
They looked. I think he said that they looked for his best friend's body for over 1 week, and they found it in the bush. And he has only one son, so that was how he adopted that son, which became my uncle. You understand me? So that is it. Actually, I will tell you that what you guys are doing is a very good thing. You guys are trying, in terms of the IPOB group and the other group that are agitating for Biafra, you guys are doing it in a peaceful way. Undermine that some people that are trying to trigger you people to, how will I put it, to pick up arms and everything. I remember when Nnamdi Kanu went to Nigeria and the Python dance and whatever, they went there, and those people were unarmed. And why people are trying to make you guys make some mistakes so that they say these guys are terrorists. I really want to commend you guys that you guys are doing very well, and you people should keep it.
Thank you so much.
You people should not deviate from what you are doing, and just know that there are a lot of people that are watching you people, and a lot of people that are hoping and looking up to you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello. Um. Hello.
Hello?
Are you calling?
Hello?
Or you're the person that spoke last?
Yeah, I'm the person that just spoke. I just want to say bye. Take
Okay.
care of
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Yeah. Yes. You see, the last caller before this one, he was so angry that a lot of things that caused the war are still happening, and he said, as much as people want to be peaceful, as much as all the people involved in the liberation struggle are trying to be peaceful, they are still coming under provocation, and it is not right because it makes it look like they try to paint the people very bad. Hold on, the person calling, just hold on. You see, one thing he said that struck me is he said, while
Hello?
people, hold on, I'm going to come to you. He said, while people are in their homes, in their places, minding their business, just telling you how they feel, now you're bringing the trouble right to them, right to their backyards, right to their villages. What do you want them to do? All right, go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, sir. Hello, my name is Mike. I'm calling from Russia.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I'm here to honor our heroes that fought for us, and I feel so bad that this issue has not been handled until now. And I want us to all know that we are all in this together. We need to prove the world wrong in terms of who we are, where we come from. Like, the whole world look like wherever you go, no one looks down on, especially people when you say you're a Nigerian and all that. We need, this is not the time to joke about this. It is the time of the foundation we have to set for the next 100 years. If we watch the war is happening all over the world, the way they treat a lot of black people all over the world, so we need to build a solid home like the Israelis and how they make their place like one of. Before, I have a couple of friends who are from Israel, and they were like, I read a lot about their history, and I found out that they were one of the greatest stone, and they become one of the greatest people in the world. So I want to speak to all Biafrans all over the world to take this struggle serious and support our leaders and those people who are there for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank
Yes.
you. He said something. He said we must all be in this thing together. Do you guys notice what is happening with the demonstrations in America? What that just proves to you is the saying that injustice to one is injustice to all. Have you noticed that the crime that was committed, the injustice was committed against a black man, one black man, George Floyd. But look at the people in the protest, white people, Hispanic people, Chinese people, Indians, everybody is out there. That is how you know that injustice has been done, and that is how people collectively make their voices heard. And that is a lesson for all of us who are agitating against what is wrong in Nigeria. Honestly speaking, you don't have to be an Igbo man to protest against injustice. You don't have to be a Yoruba man to defend a Yoruba man. You don't have to be an Hausa man to defend an Hausa man, because everybody is going through this thing. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then make your tribute or your contribution. Good afternoon.
I want to talk to Shady.
No, you should turn us off. Turn us off in the other device that is making noise. Turn it down. Then you can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me?
You need to turn off the other one that is also talking.
Yeah, I've already turned off the other one.
Okay, go ahead.
Good. This is actually the first time of calling you.
Okay.
I'm very glad. Anytime I see your program, I want to share it with you, but I don't have the opportunity.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm cool and my name is Yemek. I'm calling from Central African Republic.
Central African Republic. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, what I want to say, because today we are just remembering our Biafran people that died because of us.
Mm-hmm.
And today, when I see the video of the Biafra that died, it gave me a lot. But my contribution to this is what? You see, this Fulani issue or Fulani issue, I want to tell our own listeners, people can hear to me, that there's nothing you can do. A Muslim man can take you as his own brother.
I'm going to stop you. I really want us to be focused on what we're doing today. You understand? Today is not for extremities. We have different programs every day. You want to pay tribute to the people that sacrificed their lives during the war. If there's somebody you know, if there's any story you want to tell us about the war, that's what we're trying to do today.
I know many stories about the war, even though in our own village and where I am in Central African Republic, I experienced war.
Okay.
I experienced war. I know how people are killed, massacred anywhere.
In
the Central African Republic.
All right. Hold on, please. Hold on. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, Chibi.
Sir.
Hello, Tima.
Adima.
Hello, Chibi. You're speaking to your brother in South Africa, Chidera.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Chidera, I mean, Chibi, is, all I can say to you is welcome back home. I've been following you for a long time. I know it's somehow controversial, but thank God that you are back home. You're welcome. I wouldn't say much in terms of experience or in terms of when it comes to war, the Biafra war. But the painful part of it, Chibi, is that I can't even tell. Yesterday I was
let me. Sorry, I'm cutting you. I want to correct a very wrong impression. I don't accept when you say welcome back home. Because people can imply something mischievously. When you say welcome back home, I don't understand what you mean. Do you know if it's almost like an insult to someone like me. If you know what I have, I mean, did I miss my road, or is it because you see me say I'm a member of African Action Congress, or because I ran an election, you think I lost my way? I don't accept such talk from people. Also, which home am I? I've been doing something like this for so many years, and I've done so many programs. So it is also good that we watch the way we. And someone of my stature, I just I try to be as humble as possible. But when you say such things, there are things that you imply. I want more Akariogori from Mozo. I'm a chief in my village, so I know my custom, I know my tradition, and I've defended it through the years. So I'm what I benje, I'm prodigal son. So continue. Thank you.
I never said that. I don't want to argue you. It's not the day to fight. It's just that when somebody is doing something, remembering his people, you understand? That's why.
Okay. Sorry about that. I take it back. Now I understand what you mean by welcome home.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, thank you. So, as I was saying, the funny part of it that I don't have a history to tell my children.
Yeah.
You know, because as a child, I have never been told anything. Now I'm a father, and I have no history of what caused the war. It's like I'm lost. I have to depend on somebody like you to give me history. I have to depend someone like Maznam Dekani to read out something. There's nothing practical. If you travel to the entire Biafra land, you cannot see anything that you say these are memories. This is something that you can remember. You can ask, what is it for? Maybe a statue or anything. Nothing of that sort that you can say, oh, this is it. So we're listening to you, even now you mentioned what Nayan was saying. It's my first time hearing that. So imagine if people like you are a lot in Canada broadcasting. If all of us in the mood, in the completely darkness, you grow old and got gray hair and you got nothing to able to say. That's why I very appreciate what you are doing, because
Thank you.
we are going back to that's what I mean by welcome back home, because we are talking of our own.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Hold on, please. I really want to apologize to the last caller. You know, whenever we do this thing that we're doing, people say things to us, people rub us the wrong way, and sometimes you you exercise a misplaced aggression on somebody that is completely innocent. So I think I attacked the last caller wrongly, and I apologize. Go ahead and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Are you talking to me?
No, yes, I'm talking to you now, sir. Sorry, I'm talking to you now, sir. You're on. Everybody's hearing you.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Thank you, Chidi. This is Tochukwu calling from London.
Okay, Tochukwu.
Yes, my own contribution is, especially with regards to the ongoing agitation for Biafra,
Yep.
that we should get it out of our minds, not to get into another war,
Okay.
because any kind of civil unrest will be very, very catastrophic. You know, we don't have to go back to the Biafra war and its horrors to be able to figure out that any kind of war.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, so that we are on the same page and we can inform our listeners very well.
Yeah.
We are in a situation where there are people with guns and knives, and they have come to our villages and they've destroyed our homes, not once, not twice, and they have cut open the belly of pregnant women, and they brought out the kids and they cut them up right in front of the people. They raped our mothers in front of us. So when you say you want to advise against any kind of aggression, are you taking into cognizance what is happening, or are you saying we should just run away from all our villages and abandon them because of these people, just so that we are not labeled as aggressive people?
No. What I'm saying is that we must try as much as possible to avoid another civil war, because we fought one.
No. You're not talking. You didn't talk about civil war. You talked about civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience. You see, I mean, everyone has the right to self-defense.
Okay.
We have that right to defend ourselves.
Okay.
However, when escalation of violence turns into civil war, because it's a very fine line before you start having tribal
Escalation of violence from which side? You know, I'm just trying. Don't see me as attacking you. You know, I want to get a picture. You know, I like to give people opportunity. I respect your opinion. Please don't get me wrong. But I'm trying. The what I know today, we have data, not just from me, from civil liberty organizations, from human rights commission. The amount of aggression that the people of the South have received, that is causing all this aggression, it's more. They are the ones that have been on the receiving side. So when you talk about, though you're advising that we don't escalate, the people of the South have not even fought back. How many times have you heard, how many Fulani headsmen have you heard that were killed in Southeast? How many Boko Haram people have you heard were killed in the West? But every day you hear about hundreds of people were killed in Enugu State. You hear about the people that were killed in Edo. So who is escalating the aggression? But what I should be thinking is when you're saying, when you are more on the side of asking the people who are being aggrieved to not retaliate, it seems to me like you're teaching them how to allow themselves to be attacked more. Because why are you, the people that you're talking to, they've been running away. Their villages have been sacked. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you listen to what I said earlier,
Okay, go
I
ahead.
said that everyone has a right to self-defense.
Okay.
I never said that we just run away or just shy away from people attacking us. On the flip side of that argument that you just made, don't forget there is a lot of disturbances also in the northeast and in the northwest. Don't forget that Nigeria as a whole.
Yes, but we are talking about ourselves. Every man has a right. You just said it. Everybody has a right to self-defense. Now, but I can't worry about my neighbor who doesn't want to buy a dog against thieves, doesn't want to put protector on his window, doesn't want to buy a security camera. That is him. I'm worried about my own house. And so telling me that these things are happening in other places, I don't want even one single life to be lost in my own area. Other people can allow like 100 lives. I'm going to come back to you. Let me take this call. Okay, thank you. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Chima Wabwezi. I'm calling from New Rochelle, New York.
Go ahead, Chima.
Thank you, Chidi. Chidema, Chidi Bube, Chidi everything. I thank you for your program.
Thank you.
I'm always very much touched when I listen to what you're doing. Well, for me, I was in charge of Deep Task Force Brigade or Rogue or whatever.
Wow.
I know exactly. Each time I think of what we are doing today, I am just overwhelmed with anger, with joy that I'm living, but with anger when I count. After my high school, I became, can you imagine being somebody burying soldiers, both officers and everything?
Wow.
So this is a very terrible time for me each year.
Yeah.
And I love this program.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
lost
so
many of my younger brothers in the army. In fact, only myself and 2 or 3 others in the whole large family. If you know where Port Harcourt is, where you have government college, Port Harcourt is my home. But everything taken by the government.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for your program.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm not saying God bless Biafra. I will say God bless Biafra and all that stand for everything good.
Thank you so
we
much.
We will
sir.
achieve.
Thank
I am
you.
not giving so much to whatever we are doing, but my prayer goes each day, each moment.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you
remain
very much.
strong.
Thank you,
and
sir.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Guys, please, we're going to take some time to just reminisce on the people that died. I don't want any calls for the moment. Let's just suspend the calls. I'm going to play a song. Actually, this is a song. You guys know I have a band with my family. It's called The Grateful Family. And this is one of the songs that we did about 6 years ago during a day like this. It was a song we did when Igbos in Canada were celebrating. Igbos in Canada were remembering the Biafran foreign heroes. Please, no calls for now. As we play this music, I want us to just reminisce, just remember those our people that died during the war. Please, I don't want any calls right now. I want everybody to stop calling. I want everybody to just stop calling. No more calls until we are done with this song. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. That was a song we did so many years ago. A lot of people would like to tell you, hey, Chidi, this one, that one. Like, you can't, I can't come and be explaining to you. I can't come and be trying to impress you. about what I feel about my people's struggle. I've told the story so many times, my Biafran story, so I don't need to emphasize it so much. Now, if you're calling through WhatsApp, they will cut you off. So it is better when you call through direct line because any other call will cut you off. Go ahead, tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon, Dr. Chidi.
Good afternoon, sir.
I appreciate your work. I appreciate everything you're doing for the people of Biafra. I've been following your broadcast quite for some few days now, and I enjoy the broadcast. Today we are remembering the people that paid the ultimate price for us to be alive today. I'm calling from Nigeria, and Lagos to be precise. My name is Patrick.
Okay, Patrick, thank you.
Yes. I acknowledge what you people are doing. I just want to say something concerning what the last caller that called from London was actually saying that we shouldn't do anything that will lead to war or whatever. I believe he's saying so because the thing has not got to his doorstep. Because people cannot be attacking our community and they ask us to fold our hands and see them killing our mothers and killing our brothers. If they have taken someone from his family, he will understand what we go through every day. The hell we go through here in Nigeria every day.
Sorry. There's a call that is coming in that has cut you off. Go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good day. I'm calling from Lagos.
Go ahead, sir.
I don't like the program people are doing. I'm very so happy. And what those people do to us is unforgettable. And the best thing for us to do now is to set war with them, not to end. Man by war. Man can never die this time. Let us forget what happened before. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So man die once, not two times. Let's get war with them once and for all. That's it. It's getting too much. If you need those people now, those people will enter your house, occupy the whole place. I said it to everybody out. They will become ordinary people. So we have to stand with them now. This is earlier. Earlier to better. Let's forget about all these our governors. They don't know what they are doing because of the money that have been giving them and they are still afraid.
Okay.
Because by the time they come to them,
remember today, my brother, remember today we're just trying to remember our heroes. But I understand where you're coming from and I appreciate your contribution, okay? It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, my brother. Let's give some other people opportunity. Thank you so much for calling, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
Now let me correct one impression. The last caller is very angry, but I've not heard any agitation for Biafra subscribe for war. We in Worship Media, we have not called for any war, but we will not sit back and watch our people being massacred and not do anything about it. What we encourage people to do and what we will never be shy of speaking up about is that people should exercise their right to self-defense. It is guaranteed, it is provided for in the United Nations Charter of Human Rights. You have a right to defend yourself, okay? Self-defense is a guaranteed right. So people should not be afraid of exercising it, and that is what we are preaching. Nobody, anytime there's going to be a war, there are rules of engagement, and then there is also the way you go to war with people. And if it ever comes to that, you will see the people that know how to do it. They will do it. So no war has been declared on anybody, but people will defend themselves. Go ahead. You're on. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, sir or ma'am.
Yeah. Ibabuchi AJC. I missed something before, so thank you for correcting me. Okay. Let me keep my anger.
Okay, Ibabuchi.
Yeah.
I lost personally my uncle.
Yeah.
Who happened to be the breadwinner of our family. Very painful.
Wow.
If he was alive, it wasn't the war, I would have gone to school. I would have been educated very well to the highest level. And then my other uncle had suffered what we call, he suffered ear block from Obunigwe. Because a lot of people don't know what is called Obunigwe. It since came out because of the war.
Yeah, it's
And then my father survived. My auntie, I lived with in a relief center. We were hiding them, never about Ude, because all even when you could take our water, what I just said. Ude, where the old man goes to tap, wine, inside in the stream area. So, yeah. Then, when a lot of people died from Kwashoko, my brother. It wasn't child's play before my very eyes. I targeted, what do you call it? A lizard. Lizard became a hard commodity. Lizard, we finished all the lizard. I got climbed on top of roof, and they all until we begin to hunt inside the bush. From sometime it will be what will come out of the snake. So it was terrible. That's why I told you I wrote the name of all the horrors war. So we remember these funny heroes today. What the painful thing about it is that the relic of this war is still there because it comes off, they are traveling that direction they call Nigeria. Once you cross River Niger, you will not see a picture of the war, of the rest of the eastern places. So it's very painful and heartbroken. And these people that paid with their lives, it's only God that can just console the family. People like you, my brother, God bless you. They're doing a great job. I'm telling you, I have to thank you.
Thank you very much.
And the people like and the likes of you, they're all over the world today. So what happened should not happen. And even after the war, there no victor, no vanquish. Nobody is even turning to that again. Okay, even the people, even and enemies of war, never truly reconciled throughout their lifetime. We have been branded bad names, enemies, because of that war. But I pray that these people will remember today that in our own generation, that that they wanted to realize that God will grant it to us. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. See, this is why I wanted to do this program, because a lot of people who are listening now, they don't even understand what this our brother was talking about. You see what he was saying, that during the war there was no food. People this COVID period, when people are in isolation, they are complaining about not seeing any food. These people during the war, there was no food. Why? Because the Nigerian government adopted a policy of starvation. So they deliberately blocked food from coming into the Biafra land. So they deliberately starved people to death. And that is what this guy was talking about. A lot of people had kwashiorkor. A lot of people with kwashiorkor is malnourishment. And let me explain some of the things that he said. His uncle died. He said he went deaf. Today they will call it post-traumatic war stress, or this shell syndrome or whatever. That's what he suffered. And so many other atrocities that he saw that happen. They ate rat, they ate lizard. People ate raw cassava until there was no. Remember, the war lasted for 3 years. So initially they ate the cassava, but by the second year there was no famine. You couldn't do farming, so there was no food. There was no food. They ate sand. They ate everything. They ate leaves, mango leaves, everything. They did all that while a country watched. That was very terrible. Sorry, if you're using WhatsApp, it is difficult for me because they always cut you off. But go ahead, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, you're on. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello, can you hear us? Okay. It's difficult when you're on WhatsApp If you can call direct, it is better. Okay, this is not. It's not working. We're going to be ending the program in about at 11:30 from here, so that will be like 4:30 Nigerian time. So please place your calls. Go straight to the point. If you have a story to tell us, make it very, very brief. Just a story that will paint a picture of that war for us.
You cut me off.
Hello.
Through now.
Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, sir. We're hearing. You're on.
Hearing
no?
me now?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Okay. My name is Soji. I am obviously a Nigerian.
Okay.
And very interested in what you guys are speaking.
Thank you. Soji. Hello, Soji. Soji.
Yes, sir.
I wish you had called me on a direct line. All the calls that are coming in, they are cutting you off. And I can't stop
know,
it.
I'm aware.
Okay, go ahead. Just say it quickly.
Thank you. I'll say as much as I can, as quickly as I can.
Yes.
I support those who are trying to free themselves from bondage.
Yeah.
And all of us in Nigeria are in bondage.
Yes.
I must refer that I, being an Ondo man, within my family, there have been marriages within different peoples of Nigeria.
Yeah.
My mother's sister married an Igbo man. My other mother's sister married a Fulani man. And I can tell you that during the Biafra War, both of our family members who were Igbo and Fulani they were very loving people, these two individuals, and they meant a lot to our family.
Yeah.
And they were hidden by us during that war. My Igbo uncle, coming from Enugu to the west, he had to change his dress 3 times. We packed different Yoruba clothes inside with different clothes so that he can just get over the border without the harassment from the authorities at the time.
Yeah.
So the Fulani man now, he himself was doing a lot of work within this zone between Ondo, Edo, and what is now Anambra. He was doing a lot of work in this time. We had to also hide him in very many times. The last time he took a travel from Ifon in Ondo State, where we are, we lost him forever. We haven't. His children are all alive, and we have never seen him again from that day. These are things that broke our heart. So, this Nigeria thing, when I look at Nigeria Biafra, what I want every one of us to really understand is that these 2 names are foreign names to us in Africa. Neither of these names are African. Believe me, I've done the research. Biafra is a broken down Portuguese phraseology for that area that they call the Bight of Biafra. Nigeria, we know the poison curse that is. So I believe that we really, in order to emancipate ourselves from our bullshit, and I'm sorry I have to put it like this, but in order for us to emancipate ourselves from this, we really have to do some serious, because we are under a spell. There is no reason why Nigeria is not a first world country apart from the spell that we are under. So I'm happy that you've given me some time as a Yoruba man to speak my piece.
Thank you.
Because I think these things are very important, and that many of us are missing them because we are so self-involved. We do not understand that we have all suffered tyranny of the Oyinbo, tyranny of those the Oyinbo left in charge. We're under a spell, and if we don't unspell ourselves, to unspell, which is to unspell this Biafra thing, make we unspell them. To unspell this Nigerian thing, make we unspell them and spell our own thing, which is African. Me, the land that we belong on, the land that we are actually on at the moment, if I may finish, the land that we are on is the oldest people who are known to have entered this land are the people of what they call Nok. Now, Nok is an actual African name. Nok is a village that is there. We don't know it's the name that belonged to these people. However, we all are on the land of Nok. We should just take all these idiotic names from ourselves and put in the people of Nok, Nokite. However we want to say, we'll change the name of that river Niger
which is the river Niger that they gave to us. We'll throw that one in the dustbin, and we'll put the river of Nockite people, which all of us can buy into. Every single Nigerian will be able to buy into that thing. You understand? So I've done a lot of research. I've written you something on your WhatsApp thing.
Yeah.
I bid you read it when you have the time.
Okay,
and
I will.
That we can do something in the future.
Thank you very much.
This is Soji signing out from London. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Soji. Thank you very much. Yeah, I actually propose to do a program. I want to, because my desire is that we actually, you see, what the devil hates is unity. What wicked people hate is unity. And the Bible says two cannot walk together except they agree. Now, when people are agitating, they must not be misunderstood or misconstrued as people who do not want to agree with other people. But what they want is, they are angry, they are frustrated that you're not listening to them, to the point where they say, okay, we don't care anymore. We want to be on our own, do our own thing. When you're ready for us to talk, then we can talk, and then we can have an agreement. We are going to have a program down the road soon where I want us to look into families, intermarriages, because through the years there are some people who are not just straight Igbo, straight Yoruba, straight Hausa, straight Efik, straight Nupe, straight Tiv, straight Biron. There are people like that who have intermarried their uncles, aunties. We need to see or think how these people are thinking and try to factor them into the discussion. It's just like somebody who is a half caste, whose parents are the mother is white, the father is black, or the father is white and the mother is black, and he's in the midst of where people are saying, oh, black people are useless, black people are wicked, black people are whatever, and you're talking to, she's in the midst of white people, and these people are talking about her other parent. How does she feel? How is she supposed to function in that environment? We're going to be talking about that very soon. Let me also let us know. There's something I want us to know. This is a book. There is not a book. There's something we are putting together. This is going to help. It's going to help us. It's going to help us with books. We're trying to put a couple of books together so that people can know what to read, where to find information. I was inspired to do this because of in my program, one of our programs, somebody had called and he had said, I don't know much about Ojukwu, and I was I was a little bit upset with him, and the way I treated him, I don't think it was fair. So I said, hey, this guy, instead of just harassing him, I should be trying to help him with information. Maybe it's just because he doesn't have information, that's why he was sounding the way he was sounding. So what we have done is we've put a couple of books together, and I'm going to show you a little bit, just an insight into what we are planning to do. I have a caller here. Please stay on the line. I'm going to come back to you. Can you turn me down? Okay, I'm going to turn you down here. I'll come back to you. I just want to share this, and I want people to see it. Now, this is what we are doing. And when I am done, I'm going to share it on our it's going to be on our, we're going to do a video of it, and we're going to put it on our website, and so that you can go and play it. This compilation, we're going to do lots more of them, so that people can go and know where they can find information about different books. So what you're seeing now, that's what we are planning to do. This one is surviving in Africa. Actually, somebody sent me something that was really helpful in doing this. This one is surviving um, surviving in Biafra. There's so many of them, but we will. The second one is in Biafra, Africa died, and there's another one, Awo, on the Nigerian Civil War. So many of this kind of books, we are putting them together. There's close to 60 something books and more. I will continue to compile them and will release them in batches, and you can go and read and get some information. I have a caller on the line. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from, and please turn me down so that we can hear you. Please, can you turn us down on your TV or your other appliance that you're listening to the program? Okay, go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, you're on now. Yeah. Yes, you're on. You're on. You're live now.
Okay, you were talking about the Biafra, the remembering day of the Biafra, the heroes that was lost during the Biafra war, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I had a little experience with Biafra Nigeria war.
Okay.
That's what I really want to. During the war, I was a little boy, was a little child then. I was born in Port Harcourt. Before the war broke out, our parents sent us home. I'm from Imo State anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they sent us home. And the war now.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Huh?
Can you speak louder?
And, okay. And then the war now began. During the war, we were all at home.
Okay.
My father was still in Port Harcourt.
Mm-hmm.
But when the war got so intense, I came back one night with a bicycle.
Wow.
Yeah, with a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Along this road, when he was coming with his friends, some of his friends and neighbors, some of our neighbors, so we are coming back with him. But one of them died on the road.
Is there any way we can control your dog?
Yeah, when he said,
is there any way we can control the dog, because it's making us not hear you?
Okay.
I can wait for you. I can wait for you to control the dog. It's okay.
Yeah. So he now, that man died. He said, was a very rich man. So the motor, he said that when they were coming back, the motor flied across them. His friend now fell and died on the road.
His friend fell and died on the road when they were coming back.
Yeah, the motor failed.
Okay, a mortar, yeah, like a bomb, yes.
Shelling kind of flied over there.
Okay.
Then one of the neighbors who was coming back with fell down, and then the guy unfortunately died.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't know what to do. What they did was to tie the man at the back of one of the bicycles with his younger brother, and brought the man's corpse.
Wow.
And brought the man's corpse home. Then my father was trained by a German doctor. So when the war now came, so he now kind of becoming a medical staff with the Biafran army. As he guys in there, he was helping. I thought he saved so many lives because he had that medical experience. Both the native, he was using both the native and Orthodox. That was what he did. He saved so many people. Most of Nigerian Biafran soldiers, anybody that got wounded in the war front, once they bring it to him, honestly, he will extract the bullet start treating the person till the person will get better. That was his work. But now, you see, why I'm saying this is this. There are a lot of people who do not have experience of what this Nigerian Biafra war is all about. And they come to make a lot of comments. Some people have even waded into it, maybe to see how much they can make out of it. And let me tell you, you see, some people are suggesting a lot of things. Some say New Nigeria, some say One Nigeria, some say Biafra. Let me tell you, there was an interview that was granted to Martin Nandekano. That young man, the vision he has, the mindset he has, is exactly what General Ojukwu had. So, without Ojukwu, let me tell you, by now, people will not be existing in that country. I mean, in that part of Eastern Nigeria. Without him, if he had not took the step he took them, by now it would have been a different story altogether. The same mindset there, these people that we are dealing with had, even before 1945, it's still the same mindset. It's still the same, how do I call it? The same aim, what they want to achieve, that same thing is still going on till tomorrow. So whoever that is projecting anything, or maybe you're projecting anything, and you're talking about New Nigeria, you're talking about One Nigeria, let me tell you, I am 54 years old now. I grew up in Nigeria. I live in Nigeria. And I lived in Nigeria up to the age of 45 years. Nigeria never changed. But rather, Nigeria was getting worse and worse. And even till today, nothing has changed. The things we saw when we were little, in fact, you cannot see them all now. Before you can board a train from Enugu to Kano. Where is that train now today? You have Nigerian tables.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I understand your point. It's just don't forgive me for cutting you. It's just because of time. I'm supposed to stop at 11:30. But I want to thank you for your.
Let me round up. Okay. I understand that you don't have much time. So what I'm saying in effect is this: in as much as we are trying to be together, Nnamdi Kanu said one thing. The value system matters a lot. Value system, it matters so much. If you listen to the interview granted to Martin Cooker, Bishop of Sokoto State, just listen to that man's interview. You get some things that man said. He's a Northerner. Just get that interview and listen to it. Granted to him by Arise News or something like that. Listen to that news.
Sir, you need to round up. You need to round up because you see, I just give people a minute.
I round up. Just get those interviews and then before we now know where we are going to, and pray that everybody should gear up and then support what this young man, Nnamdi Kanu, is doing. That is the only way out. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, sir. And that will be our last caller for today. Like I said, there's a meeting that we're supposed to log into at 12 o'clock, and I need to go do some setup. I hear the World Igbo Congress is having an online meeting, so they've invited us, and we hope to attend the meeting by 7. So when I say, sorry, the times I'm talking about the times here in Toronto, Canada. Okay, so that's the time I'm using. We also have another meeting at 7 p.m. that is happening 7 p.m. Toronto time. That's the Eastern Standard Time. We are going to have a meeting at 7, so we'll be transmitting these meetings live, because they are all meetings that are focused on this Biafran remembrance, and we plan to join people to be part of this meeting. I already said I was taking the last call, but I had
Hello,
this
Dr.
call coming
Chidi.
in. Okay, go ahead. Tell us your name and where
A
you're
woman
calling
is
from.
calling.
That's why I allowed you,
A
ma.
woman is calling.
I already closed, but go ahead, ma. Go ahead. Go
Good
ahead.
evening, Dr. Chidi.
Good evening.
Oh my God.
Good evening. We are hearing you.
Dr. Chidi, I thank God for this program, and I'm so excited. I've been following your program, and in fact, I'm happy with the whole progress. We pray for the souls of.
No, you
Yeah.
need don't listen to the TV or the
Okay,
other thing that
we
is
pray
playing.
for the
In fact, take it down.
we
Take
pray
that
for the
TV
souls
down.
of.
Madam, take the TV down
Okay,
so we can
okay,
hear you, and then
okay.
we'll give you time.
Let me take it down.
So you say the closing prayer for us. We're going to close with your prayer.
Let me put it down.
So we'll close with your
Can you
prayer.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We'll close with your prayer.
So I'm so happy that I'm able to speak today. I pray that all those that lost their life during the war, that God should accept their souls. It was a very big blow to us then, and the trauma up to today. I think I was 9 years when it happened. I want to be brief because you are rounding up.
I already rounded up. I just wanted you to pray. We already closed.
Yeah.
I have something else to do. Yeah.
It was a very bad experience. In my village, we lost about not less than 30 able young boys. In some families, they lost about 33 of their sons. A woman lost almost. She has 5 children. He lost 4 to Kwashoko.
Wow.
Many died of Kwashoko. Many, in fact, it's unimaginable. I can still remember vividly when we were running, and a woman had a baby, twins, on her way running for her dear life, and there was nothing she could do. She picked the boy and left the care. I was watching. I was so young. I think 8 years. I'm crying. I don't know what to do. I'm not even safe. I don't know a little girl. Where do I carry this baby? People were rushing. Nobody cared to look at the baby crying. I can hear this cry of that baby. It wasn't easy. We ate grasshopper. We ate cassava leaves. We ate lizards. We ate rats to survive. Then we, the girls and the mamas, they used to camp us somewhere in the bush. We sleep in the bush. We stay in the bush. Then our young brothers will go home and make some food and bring for us. We sleep in the bush. It was a very very nasty experience. And upon that, the war ended. I was still in our own land, in our own fatherland, where they left us in abject poverty. We are still in that land, and they are still penetrating into our mouth, killing us, and nothing is done. Nobody is talking about it. IPOP pronounced terrorists under a second, but these people have been going around the whole Nigeria, killing, massacring people. No one has been arrested. And then you want us to look at under this lockdown, they are still shifting them with ammunitions. For what? Then they want us to keep quiet? Please, we have to defend our life. We have to defend our children, because if these people penetrate us with this speed, I mean, the whole of us are going to be a go to land of see me no more untimely. That is why, please, what we need is security. Let them tighten up. And the worst is when you arrest them, other will come from above to release them. That is the worst.
Madam,
you arrest them, other will come from above to release them.
You're not being fair. You're not being fair. I said I had something else to do. So can you close?
Okay.
Yes, can you close with a prayer for us?
Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, we thank you, oh God. Thank you for this meeting. Thank you for all the souls that have died, oh God, because of us, some that risked their life to save us. Father, accept their souls in peace in Jesus' name. Father, we call upon you this project that my brother Chidi is doing, oh God. Father, let your hand and your grace and your glory rest upon it, oh God, that it will be a success. Father, touch the hand of others and give them wisdom to walk in unity so that, Lord, at the end, oh God, the aim and objective of this meetings shall be achieved in Jesus' name. Amen. Father, oh God, strengthen them physically, spiritually, economically, and psychologically. In Jesus' mighty name we are praying.
Amen. Thank you very much. Don't mere fichanya ebesi